Hey y'all. So a quick message before we get on to your video. I have posted a new installment of This Is Me. It is the most important This Is Me video I have ever posted or likely will post. That is no pomp and circumstance, that is the tea. So if after this video you can head on over and watch it, that would mean the world to me. The link to that video will be in the description box below of your reading. And with that being said, on to your reading. Thanks. Hey Sagittarians, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your second half of October general reading. So in your meditation, I saw an image of Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, and she was going down the yellow brick road, and I heard the song that goes along with that image of, just follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. But I saw her as she was getting to, moving down the yellow brick road, there was like this big wooden door, like a blockade that went up in front of her that was keeping her from going any further down the road, and it had a sign on it that said, keep out. But instead of turning around or stopping, it was like the song was like, follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick. And then Dorothy started to just try to pound down this door. She was elbowing it. She was getting her elbow all bloody on the wooden door, trying to just break it through. And it was a bit of a peculiar image watching Dorothy trying to like break down a door in the middle of the yellow, like not quite as dainty or nice or polite as the Dorothy we all know, but it was an interesting image. And then I saw when she couldn't fight anymore, she turned around and started to go back the way she came. And suddenly I saw the image of the moon key and the tarot. And it just felt really nice. I was in front of a lake, the moon in the sky. It was very calm in nature. And I saw Dorothy go and stand by this lake. Dorothy representing the Sagittarius collective, by the way. And I saw her standing by the lake and just feeling very relaxed. And I got the sense that sometimes there is great relief in the detour. Sometimes when we are not able to go down the same road that we thought we would go down or that we've previously been on, that can cause a lot of challenges in terms of, well, this was the plan or this is the way I thought it was going to be. But sometimes there can be such great relief in going, okay, I'm not going to push through any blocks that come up. If a door is mine, it will open for me. And let me just turn around and see what's there. And then the moon representing the unknown, the darkness, psychic ability, intuition, all of the aspects of our subconscious, right? And finding that great relief in not knowing. Sometimes not knowing where you're going or not knowing what's going to be on the other side of something can be a great relief. Sometimes, answers or, too much information can impede our progress. Really interesting how that's coming through. So let's go ahead and see what your cards say. Hey Sagittarians, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for the second half of October. Oh, my absolute favorite. I could talk about moths all day. Let's get into it. So here you have beautiful moth energy, air energy for you, which, as you know, it's like a fire sign. Air supports and complements your energy very, very well, right? So the moth, this is really brilliant because the moth also represents the moon. It represents the unknown, right? If you think about the life cycles of a moth, they go from egg to caterpillar to cocoon to being their fully formed flying self, right? But they don't have any mouths in this body when they have their wings after they come out of the cocoon. They can't eat. They only live for about 2 weeks in this formation, right? Their only life purpose at this point when they have their wings is to mate, to procreate and leave that legacy behind. But that is it, which is a lesson for us about embracing the process and embracing the unknown aspects of our journey, right? Embracing the time in the cocoon, embracing the time as the caterpillar. When you have, places to go, but you don't know exactly when you'll get there, what they're going to look like. So this is really beautiful here. Again, the moth is very much an animal of the moon, connects us to our intuition. Moths also represent empaths as well. So being deeply connected to your feelings to the point where you feel other people's feelings as your own. It's definitely a clairsentient superpower, right? This is really beautiful. You know, there's also an aspect of this that speaks to self-care as well, and cycles and transformation, because the moth is also highly sensitive. So if you were to touch it, would not recommend touching a moth. Any sort of vibration, it's gonna feel really, 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 really keenly. So understanding that, you know, when we're in a moth formation or we have this animal working with our energy, that it's really, really important to see to our own needs and be aware of our own sensitivities, because during this time, we could be extra sensitive, extra fragile, or just needing some time in order to process whatever is going on within and or around us, okay? But that's a beautiful energy. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, like I said, it's my favorite for a reason. It's a very psychic energy. Okay, let's see what's going on, Sagittarius. Very nice. Major arcana to begin with. Here we have the High Priest, aka the Hierophant. So this is beautiful Taurus energy coming through. You know, this has come up a lot in this round of reading. So this speaks of a right and a wrong way to do things, a traditional approach, a hierarchical structure where there's not a lot of room for gray area. It's all about conformity, and it's all about this is the way that we do things, this is the history, this is how it's always been, and this is how it will always be, right? But in this context, look at this. We have the sun and we have the stars. We have silver and gold, this aspect of alchemy, right? Where we blend two things together in order for it to become something else. It's that aspect of transmutation, which also equates it back to that moth energy. But you know, I gotta tell you, when I see the High Priest or the Hierophant, people react really differently to this key. Me personally, I find it incredibly comforting, right? Especially if moth is within your energy. There's an aspect of moth medicine, or really a personality trait, when as moth people or people who have moths as power animals can always question, like, am I where I'm meant to be right now? Because there's this aspect of like feeling the need to be here, there, and everywhere, and never feeling fully settled. Never feeling quite settled or exactly where you're meant to be, which is interesting with the yellow brick road and thinking it was going to be this way and then having to go surrender to some unknown over here on a moonlit lake. But I find a lot of comfort within this, and I'm feeling it for you as well, because this says you're exactly where you're meant to be. And the detour is where you're meant to be, and the unknown is where you're meant to be, and not forging ahead on a well-lit path is where you're meant to be, right? Oh, hello, 10 of Wands. Do you see this path here with the wands and going up here to the house up? This is amazing. A lot of stuff about movement, travel, transition. Now, 10 of Wands, use your own fire energy, but 10 of Wands is very much about, this is my key for moving, by the way, moving homes or transitioning in some way, but this is very much about feeling the full weight of a burden, or feeling like a lot of is crashing down on you. This is the worst energy that a moth can be under, right? So just feel like there's a lot going on at the moment, some big transitions coming up, but it really feels like your shoulder's quite sore from having to carry a lot at the moment, right? Having to carry an awful lot, feeling the weight of it. If he were to just set some of these down, because I guarantee you, not all of these wands are his to carry, right? Not all of these wands are his to carry, or hers, but traditionally this is a man. Not all of these wands are his to carry. They're not. He's carrying wands that belong to other people that other people need to be carrying. But he is taking on this load as his own. And if he were to just let the ones that aren't really his to carry, put them down on the road, he would make it to where he's going a lot more easily. But as it is, it's stuck in an impasse here, right? I feel like the road ahead, I feel like you're at a proverbial fork in the road. I really, really do, Sagittarius. You're at a fork in the road. There's something in your circumstances within you that's calling to transition so you can move forward unimpeded or unencumbered, but you're being asked to detour. Go connect with your intuition, go connect with that moon energy, and just live in that unknown question. If you have specific ideas about what the answers are before you even ask the question, then you're not going to get the actual question answered. You're just going to be answering it for yourself, and it's not coming from a place of divine wisdom. It's coming from how you want it to be. So I'm hearing to lessen up the exertion of your will. Just back up a little bit, lessen it, open your mind, broaden your mind to possibilities that are not overtly obvious to you, right? And really consider things outside of the realm of you know, what you need it to look like or what's comfortable for you, because your highest and best good, your true abundance, only exists outside of your comfort zone. And you're being asked to move out of that comfort zone for the time being. There's information there and there's relief there. So now you have the Chariot, which is so, it's like spot on. It's Cancerian energy, but this is forward balanced movement. Look at the black and the white horses there. And then it's calling me back to the silver and gold, right? And then the black and the white of the moth key. The Chariot is victory. It's surging forward ahead, unencumbered, unimpeded. It's also with that moon energy here as well. So Cancer's ruling planet is the moon, right? And we saw the moon in your meditation. So it's interesting with this victory, success, this moving forward with this balance, unencumbered energy. But you know what we need in order to fully embody and have access to that Chariot position, that it's taking us off to where we want to be and where we're meant to be? Don't we have to do before we can get there? Let's look at the card that comes before this if we're looking at this in terms of a journey, because we have the High Priest number 5, right? And this is number 7. What's in between here? What's in between here? Traditionally, we would have the Lovers here, right? Gemini energy, which is about love-based choices and making choices from a place of all the information available to you, meaning with that Gemini energy, you're able to see both sides of something equally as well. You are opening up your mind to the plethora of options and insights available to you that only exist on the other side of you actually opening your mind to perceive that wisdom and information, right? But instead of the Lovers, you're coming in as the 10 of Wands to the transition point from here to here. Lay some of this down. Embrace that Lover's energy. It feels like a lot of your medicine and how you get to this Chariot position is about only carrying what is yours and being open to the detour, because it feels like there's something in the path that's being rerouted or detoured and you're being asked to go with it and know that there's relief in that unknown and that you're going to get to where you're going exactly in the time that you're meant to get going and to be there, right? It's really interesting. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice for Sagittarius. Ooh. I'm hearing journaling as well. Journaling is a really good thing to do, especially automatic journaling for moth energy whenever that comes to call. It really helps to contextualize what's going on inside of you in a way that, you know, you can get it out of you and onto paper. Oh my God, did you see how that just like knocked everything down? Oh wow, 2 for 1. Oh wow, y'all. Your advice is the 2 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. Whoo, that is some powerful stuff, Sagittarius. 2 of Cups. That is love. It's self-love. It's shared love. It's that mirrored perspective of balance and wholeness and knowing that only love is real, right? You've got all these mirror images here again with the moon. Then you've got 8 of Wands here, which is about that upward ascension, movement, motion. It's very similar to the Chariot key, but it's fire here representing yourselves. And knowing that when you are aligned with what truly matters to you, when you are aligned with your soul purpose, when you are taking steps around things that you truly care about within the realm of your own integrity, then the only way is up. Your success is imminent and absolute and definite. It's assured, right? Along with this Hawk energy here, which is really about that 2 of Wands energy, getting that foundation sorted and settled and secure, so when the 3 of Wands comes along and you have an opportunity presented to you, that you are prepared and ready to reach out and take it, right? It's interesting here to have these come up as your advice, right? Because you've got the 2 of Cups and the 8 of Wands, which are seemingly different energies, because the 8 of Wands are about action and the 2 of Cups is about how you feel. But I'm hearing to really take some time within to gain your own equilibrium and access that love within you and release yourself of any obligation. Release it. Back to that 10 of Wands. Release any sense of obligation and do it from a place of love. If you are carrying other people's burdens If you are taking on more than you can handle or than your fair share, with love, release it. And I feel like a lot of that key is anything that you do with love is the right thing to do. That's it. That's a way for us to simplify our situations a lot of the times, you know? It's like, well, what do I do? I don't know the right thing to do. Well, what is the love-based answer? I know that sounds a bit like, you know, schwarmy, but what is the love-based answer for you, right? When you show yourself love, when you make, again, remember how I said that the Lovers was missing here, and then we have Two of Cups, which is love energy. When you have a decision to make or something is missing within you, it's like, what is the love equation of it? What is the love equation? Is what I'm getting here, right? Problem plus love equals what, right? If I'm feeling dissatisfied in my relationship and then I add love to it, what's the result? If I feel unappreciated at work and then I add my own self-love into it, what's the result? Okay, asking for a pay raise at work, or transitioning to another job that appreciates me more, or in the relationship, asking for what I need from a place of love, and that results in me getting it. Whatever that is, add love to the equation. That is the answer. That is the answer. That is the answer to your upward ascension and motion. It's really fascinating how that's coming through. Love equation. The love equation. Okay, let's get an oracle, shall we? Get an oracle for Sagittarius. If we want to get one. Oh, right at the very end there. Oh, weird. Okay, that is really weird. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Do you see that? It's the exact same hawk. Isn't that weird? It's the exact same hawk. Bizarre. Same creator of both of these decks, so it's not like that bizarre, but it is bizarre because we pulled it. It's two different decks. Same creator, different decks. Anyway, your oracle is exposed, right? It's really interesting here because when we think about, when we talk about, when we feel moth energy, there is an aspect of exposure to it. So it's cocoon, which is safety, non-exposure versus being exposed, high exposure, because your job in that position is to attract a mate and then you die as a moth, right? So it's high exposure. So exposed here in this context, I feel like there are aspects of you that just feel like they want to be protected or preserved in some way. And I'm really drawn to this tree energy here as well, which represents healing. I do feel like there's a aspect of vulnerability within this. And a lot of the times it's like, be vulnerable. True strength is vulnerability, and that's brilliant. But I really feel like in this case, I'm hearing, because you have the Ten of Wands here, to protect and preserve the parts of you that need to be protected and preserved right now. Because it feels like there's a lot going on around you, and you're being asked to really tuck in and really see to your own best interests, especially where your heart is concerned. Love-based choice, the love equation. If the love leads you to be like, you know what, I'm a bit exposed where I am, or I don't feel safe where I am, or I feel a bit overexposed, or like this doesn't feel right for me, like I don't feel safe in whatever way, let me really listen to that and make some adjustments, right? But this is really coming in for you. But there's also an aspect of like, what in your life wants to be exposed, right? On the other side of this, what in your life wants to be exposed? Could there be aspects of your life or your potential that should you expose it, should you speak up for yourself, should you, promote yourself in such a way, could that lead to your benefit, right? Could this be something that you're being called to expose or speak out against or for, that maybe feels like the hawk is going to be alerted to you and come get you, but really it's not actually going to go that way? Could this be like a fear-based thing coming in here, that if you leave the safety of a cocoon and expose yourself, that you're leaving yourself open to predators or ridicule or whatever have you? Let me let you in on a little something. Hawks are very powerful predators, but crows are incredibly clever. And this is not something that would ever really happen, because crows have a way of alerting each other to danger. And this is a trap for the hawk. That's the truth. This is a trap for the hawk. and it doesn't see it, but all the crows have worked this out, and this crow is acting as, you know, a player in this production where it's luring the hawk into a false sense of, you know, victory. And then right before the hawk descends, it's gonna jump out of the way and the hawk is gonna hit the earth and miss its mark, right? This is a ruse. What it appears to be is not what it is. And it feels really important to say to you that sometimes things are a lot worse in our mind or in our imaginings than they really are. And really going back to that aspect of the moon, how things appear in the moonlight is often very distorted, right? I really feel like you're being called to really take some time and embrace some of the detour, put down some of the load, and really factor in anything and everything that's going on with you into the love equation, because that ensures your victory and your movement forward. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm sending you so many blessings. I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please do let me know in the comments below. I love reading your comments. Also, I have posted a This Is Me personal update video. This is a really important one, guys. It has to do with this reading. It has to do with all the readings. It's probably the most important This Is Me video I've made to date. I'm asking you to please go watch that. The link to that will be in the description box below. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would so appreciate that. And with that being said, just thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And most of all, and as always, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.